Hello, welcome to another episode of Content Breaker. Today's episode, we're going to be talking about iconic black characters in animation. Gentlemen, what is up? What's going on? What's going on with y'all today?
I mean, I don't know.
Why not?
Life's great.
You okay?
Are you?
Okay.
Yeah. I don't know, that question was too introspective for me for some reason.
Okay.
Like, it was simple. That was like deep.
I get that though.
I was like,
it's a normal question, but you're just like, what's the extra angle? What's the? This is a loaded question.
So much is going on, but at the same time, not a lot is going on. Like, this is a heavy question, man.
What's going on?
What's going on?
It's a Tuesday. It's the first day of February. So we're talking about something really important for Black history, how black characters are really featured in animation. Of course, we have the squad here. We have, of course, Static Dreads. Myself, Kaiju Kelz. We have Zog. And, of course, Strangely Entertaining.
What's up?
Oh, yeah. First of all, a quick shout out to Ugly Nerd and Kendrick Baldwin TV for reaching out and commenting on our Eden Zero podcast. We saw you, we appreciate you, and thank you. And hopefully you continue to support us. Greatly appreciate it.
Appreciate the feedback, always.
Always.
So, gentlemen.
Yes.
Who are we talking about in today's podcast? And I'm just going to start. I'm going to go ahead.
Well, okay.
Oh, no. So, like, recently...
You want a question with an immediate answer. I
Yes.
love it.
Like,
Yeah.
Here's a question, rhetorically. I'm starting this. So
What's your opinion? Screw your
trying
opinion.
to get the
That's your
podcast
opinion.
rolling here.
But, yeah, go on.
So, growing up, we had... we grew up in a time where, representation media and all that stuff... like maybe they were like it was starting to be like a transition period, I feel like. So a couple of characters that we can definitely start talking about. One of them was Elisa Mazza from Gargoyles. Apparently she is Native American and African American mix.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
Which blew my mind. First of all, shout out to Gargoyles for that being an absolute banger of a Western animation, aka cartoon, and shout out to like the voice actors for doing a great job. And that was like kind of Disney's answer to Batman, so it was like a dark, gritty series. And seeing her being like a cop on the ground in Manhattan, I believe it was some part of New York. I think it was Manhattan,
Probably.
and her just going like total, like her just like literally keeping pace with like these mythical creatures of gargantuan support like proportions and just absolutely crazy. So that was what's up.
Falling off buildings, climbing back up buildings, always meeting on top of that castle up in the... Who puts a castle on top of a building? Well, that's really cool, but...
Castle in the Sky,
just like...
Wizard of Oz, Sky High, there's a lot of castles.
It's not a castle.
It's kind of a castle.
It's a high school.
Shaped like a castle.
No, it's
Rapunzel.
not.
Rapunzel.
But, I mean...
Single tower on the ground.
But it's high enough it's in the sky. Whatever, man. But no, Strange, I agree with your perspective of kind of where this transition fits, because we go from, having black characters featured as a side character or an augment to the main character. I'm thinking... which is a great opportunity in terms of exposure to a variety of people. I'm thinking like a Hey Arnold. I'm thinking something else.
Gerald. Yeah, Gerald from Hey Arnold. Is that what you're thinking?
Yeah. Because we got Arnold and we got Gerald, who's the best friend. Was
Alex black in Totally Spies, or was she just really tan?
No, I don't think
I
she
feel like
was.
she will
like
never know.
Indian. Or
I'll
something
take
like
that.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, we could always look it up.
Oh, she could be Hawaiian for all I know.
I'm
She's just,
Googling
she's just
it
darker
now.
than the other two.
True. Like notably so. And yellow complements darker skin tones really well. So I'm like, hey, we don't know though. Like there was that scene where she got electrocuted and she got an afro. So like that's one of the things that like I sit late at night and ponder. I'm like, We never needed to know, so we didn't.
Is that how her hair naturally is?
So apparently, it's never completely stated whether she's black or Hispanic.
Okay.
Perhaps Afro-Latina.
She's balling, so
maybe,
that's
yeah.
all that matters, I guess.
But yeah, a character that happens to be, this. But then we as we go on through the early to late 2000s, we move into shows like the Green Lantern, where we've got Jon Stewart, we've got Static Shock.
We're just not gonna brush over these two goats.
We're not. We're setting the scene.
I know we're coming back, but yes, you're right. We go into the early.
Tell me about both of these wonderful WB characters.
Okay, first of all, goat clap for two goats. The voice of Jon Stewart, Phil Lamar. Wait, it was Phil Lamar, right?
I'm pretty sure Phil Lamar voiced both of them.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, Phil Lamar, the goat.
All right.
And Dwayne McDuffie, who had a part in both of these shows, also the goat, also a strong black king. Appreciate you. R.I.P. But like these characters were so pivotal. Pivotal? Wow, pivotal. I'm nervous. They're crushed over the greatness. But like especially for someone who grew up in like the kind of like environment that Static Shock was set in, like in the big inner city. And seeing the different options you have as someone who looks like... I mean, I even have dreads, Static, Virgil had dreads. He's one of the first characters with dreads, mind you. Fun fact.
Other than that being like a family trait, that's definitely also influenced by your time having watched Static Shock.
Yes. Even though the rest of my family had it, I still did it because of Static Shock. Probably.
So
Don't tell my family that.
What were we gonna do before then? Do you know, or you just?
I had a huge afro that we're not gonna talk about. Shut up, Strange.
No, I did. I'm gonna find pictures. I'm gonna show y'all.
We don't call it that.
Oh, people said I had an afro. People still said I had an afro.
I did see your wedding photos. You did indeed have an afro. Like you look like Alex when she got electrocuted and totally spot. But white. Anyway, so Static was a super important character. Like, a show is important when there's, like, a special at the end of it. I remember the gun episode where, like, the bully bought a gun, and that was the episode where Richie got shot. And then there was, like, a whole cutaway. It was like, hey, kids, isn't it cool to do this? If you see someone with a gun, you tell somebody. I was like, yo, we getting real knowledge. And then the next week, Shaq came on and told us how to play basketball with Jackie Chan. It was wild. Like... WB was on some other stuff, but Static being the main
early seasons.
Yes. But Static being the main character of his show, going with these heavy themes, like even themes of racism or like just identity or the loss of a parent or trying to do the right thing, it was giving us that with great power comes responsibility, but showing us instead of telling us. Like, I don't think it's still one of the latter seasons where Static had like a breakdown and told his dad, yo, I'm Static, to where we really got that like guardian figure advice from like a parents that we got with like the Spider-Mans or the other shows that just kind of set it up beforehand. And also Jon Stewart had a crossover with Static, like the Fallen Idols episode.
I remember I was about to bring that up, but I might just let you talk about it.
Go ahead, Strange. No, just go ahead. I'll let you talk about it.
I'm sorry. That was really cool. Like, he shows up off a train. It's like, Green Lantern, like, what happened to you, man? What's going on? It's like, no, I lost my power. And then Static's like, no, I need to help he's my idol. Like, he's one of the, like, the only black superheroes out there. And I'm like, literally, that shook me. I was like, really?
That was crazy, yeah.
I was like, hold up. It was like, why would they bring that up? Because me, I'm just like, but that part really, like, okay, representation's really important. That's the episode that I kind of like, okay, I get it now a little bit. All right, Static, yeah, all right, Static Shock.
No, that was crazy. Like that was... And like, since we're talking about the Static, I'm not gonna make this a Static podcast, I promise, guys. But since we're also on the Static, we gotta talk about Anansi, who was another dope black character. I loved Anansi. Like, Anansi was like, the fact that they brought him back multiple times showed how popular he was. That dude was a menace, like an absolute menace in the best way. Like when he would just ride on the bottom of Static's like thing. Oh my gosh.
He's the most trolly of superheroes ever, and we need more of him everywhere.
Yes. He is. Oh my god. And the fact that that's like a true folk tale, like an African proverb too, like it's just like, oh my god, like the way McDuffie was just going on. Like, WB, please come back and give us some more Prime content like this. But no, Kelz, you're 100% right that, like, you know, these were two pivotal characters at the early turns of the 2000s that brought us into kind of like the grand folly of the, not folly, that's the wrong word, grand, what's it called when things fall down in like a positive way?
Probably volley, like a mass distribution of
yeah. Yeah, I'll take that.
Like arrows.
Yeah, like
yeah, there you
greatness.
Okay.
Like everywhere, yeah. Like a L'Oreal commercial, but with greatness instead of hair.
Zog, did you have any characters that kind of stick out to you on the list we have, or anybody that you want to mention? I'm just wondering.
I thought you actually had a transition there, or you were just like, "No, help me, please."
No.
Let's go move on to something
pitch. It's a
I'm
pitch.
pitching. I'm pitching it to you.
To swing.
One of the ones I really liked watching as a kid was number 5 from Conan Kids Next Door. She was the cool kid.
Mm-hmm.
She was literally. Everyone else had their own gimmick or whatever. Number 5 was just number 5.
Number 5 was just like, I think there was literally an episode where they're like, number 5 is number 5, and then she just walked away. I think I don't know. I think it was like when they were trying to get them to do something.
I don't remember that ever happening, but
I
believe it.
That's when the baby was trying to film them for like a TV series. That's exactly what they were trying to get them to do some dumb stuff. Number 5's like, I'm done with this. I don't want to be a part of it.
Nah, man, that ain't me.
Yeah.
Just walks out.
And then there was also like the episode, the number 5 episodes were just so fun for me. Like the 4th flavor episode was like a whole vibe, and just like that
Indiana Jones type shit.
She always went on those types of adventures, like, and they were all sweet themed. That's what I'm like. I really vibe with number 5. She's over here with the sweet tooth, like me, going on like this Blurpleberry Jewel adventure or whatever.
Yeah.
And then with Heinrich.
Heinrich.
Yeah.
Was that
was like her arch nemesis. Besides,
besides right, the German kid.
Oh yeah, he was like, I schnitzel, like, and just in like, oh yeah, he had the sprinkles, and then she was like, you can't put sprinkles.
No,
on the 4th flavor.
The delightful kids from down the lane had the sprinkles. Heinrich was all part of those.
Nazi joke.
Yeah.
Oh,
pretty much.
You know, it's wild at how diverse, like, in all aspects, Conan Kids Next Door was. We had, like, Nigel, the bald, you know, leader, which you didn't really see any kid, I feel like, being bald outside of the Rugrats because they didn't have hair yet. But, like, Nigel was literally so stressed. He lost all his hair at, like, age 8 or 9. And then, you know, number 2, the porkly kid. Number 3, the, like, you know, Asian Wallaby, or sorry, number 4. It's like, I always call it Wallaby.
Wallaby
number 4 is just,
he's Australian. So.
Yeah.
He's Australian and he's just so dumb, and I love it. Like the fact that he can't spell anything. And then number 5, you know, the black character was cool. Like it was such a like treat to have the Conan Kids Next Door when we had the Conan Kids Next Door. Like I don't like. I feel like it would be too kind of like watered down today. Like
very much.
It would kind of be like, I don't know, like there's a show, I don't know if you guys have seen it, it's like Total Drama Island, like daycare or something. Like,
oh no.
I've
heard of it.
It is a show, I know it.
Yeah. When y'all have little people in your family, like nieces and nephews, you'll probably see some weird stuff from your childhood that they've trying to brought back.
I feel sorry for your niece and nephews that they have to grow up with that and they have to watch a whole episode about the fart fairy.
Wait, so you know about that?
I know about that.
See, all I know is that it exists. You know about the fart fairy, so you're deeper than I am. I told them to go watch, like, something I shouldn't have. I think it was like, you know, go watch Berserk. Get some culture.
Like, oh my god.
Band of the Hawk.
That's why you carry DVDs around. You just pop an episode of these in.
We're
Yeah.
gonna turn
See,
you into a weeb early, bro.
yeah. I mean, hey, they can already. Hey, you be proud. They can recite the Sailor Moon theme song, bruh. Fighting.
pretty
I'm
good.
not gonna sing it, but yeah. What's that?
I said English to Japanese.
Bro, don't do this.
Anyway.
The Spanish
They got
version,
one-
because
they
that's
got
the one
of
that
them
I.
down. They're working on the others.
Yeah. Hey, they even do the music too. They do the dun 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 dun. Yeah. Do you do that? No, you just start singing. Yeah.
Anyway, definitely
Yeah.
though.
Yeah. So off of that tangent, I like number 5 is a great one. One for me that I also like really mess with in those same vein. Fillmore. Like Fillmore was that cool, like, I feel like Zog, I know that I've tried to get you to watch Fillmore before, but I couldn't find it to get you to watch, but I'm still on the hunt. Like, I'm not going to buy a bootleg and Blu-ray off Amazon or eBay, because I've seen them there, I don't trust those.
The back alley downtown. Hey, got
But
you your
Fillmore is a body of art. If nothing else, for the line that his ex from his past, these kids are in middle school, mind you, like tries to set him up, like to help her, like get away from a job, like do something like bad or like got attention or something. So she has this dinner to like kind of coerce him to help her, and he's like, "I won't help you. I'm sick of like taking the dive for you because I used to do that. Like basically, she used to use him and abuse him. He's like, I'm not doing that for you anymore. You got to turn yourself in tomorrow, or I'm coming for you." And then he's like, "By the way, the chicken was dry." And then walks out.
It was dry, and he closed the garage door.
Oh,
Man.
goddamn.
Like
Sorry,
he,
I missed that.
yeah, it was great, man. Fillmore was really built different, and like his name was Cornelius Fillmore. He was the coolest. Safety patrol. What's that?
Voiced by Orlando Brown.
Yes, it was. Maybe that's why we can't find that DVD.
That's probably really, yeah.
Hey, he's returned,
shit.
man. He made a song.
I'm glad he found God.
Yeah, he went to reformatory. He's doing good, man. So come on, Disney. Like the dude, yeah. If you can put Sticky back in the Proud family, we can get Fillmore on Blu-ray, please. Speaking of Proud family,
Hey, the entire cast
family,
of the Proud family is literally
family.
I don't know. Just watching it, you don't really
We had a
think
whole
about like
podcast on that one. So.
yeah. No, when you're young and you're watching like the Proud family, you don't really even think about what color they are. You don't care. They're just wonderful characters, and it's kind of what this list also represents. Is like their characters aren't just black. They're not stereotypically black. They're just characters. And the Proud family really opened like my eyes personally to a lot of culture. So like talking about the Kwanzaa episodes and everything, we did talk about that on the podcast. Go watch it. Proud Family Pod, or listen to it. I don't even know if we uploaded it or not on YouTube.
Who knows? That's
You'll find it.
I think that was before video, but
Yeah.
Spotify, you can find it.
There'll be a link down below.
But
Right,
definitely,
Strange?
I agree. By using other relatable features for an audience that is not that does not look like what is being shown to you, the family portion, the comedy, that's a way to connect with the audience to then expose them and introduce them to facets they may not ever be around wherever they may be, because a lot of being a child is just being wherever your family takes you, depending on your situation, depending on your geographic location, depending on the opinions of your family. You may not ever have the opportunity to build relationships, but being exposed and like broadening the picture of your mind is so important, especially at an early age. So a show like The Proud Family, that is just, let's show a kid's cartoon based around a black family, is so pivotal in introducing so much more to a broader audience.
Yeah. And I know we've talked a lot about Western animation, but I feel like it's really opened the door as well in Eastern Eastern animation. Like a lot of, even though anime is primarily made for people in Japan, they kind of have taken notice that there is like a larger outreach and maybe to just be, more so inclusive or anything, or just like, just show people around the world since it's open up to around the world. Yes, we like care about people that look like you as well. The prolific Oda, creator of One Piece, did this thing like 5 or 6 years ago. I don't remember the exact time, where he said where all the Straw Hats would be from in the real world, and there had always been this debate beforehand if which character was what and this and all that. And of course it came out, there's obvious Zoro's from Japan, Sanji was from France, Luffy was from Brazil, that survives in people, but Usopp was indeed confirmed to be from Africa if he was from the real world. Like, and a lot of people were like shocked because One Piece was running from a time where there wasn't really that many lead black anime characters. Like we had some secondary characters like Black Lagoon, or just characters kind of in the background throughout that, but seeing like a primary like Straw Hat, One Piece being as huge as it is, that was kind of crazy. That was really opening the door a lot for anime characters in that time frame. Like another one is like Yoruichi from Bleach, who was Afro Latino, like just Spanish and black. So that was really cool seeing that and seeing all these other characters like open up. Was there any characters like from anime that you guys have found over the years that you really gel with of the descent of Africa?
Since you bring up Bleach with that one, I'll also throw out Yasutora Sato, or as most people know him, Chad.
Yep.
Black,
Chad
Mexican,
is
Japanese. He's a mutt. He's from everywhere. He's got a bit of everything in him, basically.
And especially a bit of a Ronkar. No, that's unfactual. I'm still making my way through Bleach. I'm just like waiting for the moment. I'm just waiting for the moment when they're like, Ronkar. Still hasn't
Definitely
happened.
a bit of Orihime, though.
That's
My bad.
damn.
Probably not factual.
I was like, did Chad Ho Ichigo like this? That happening somewhere?
Chad would be the one guy to never do that. He's too damn loyal.
Yes.
Chad, a real one.
Chad the
Like-
Goat, though, like, man, I'm not fully caught up on Bleach either, so, but the fights I have seen with him so far, I'm like, you go, Chad, you go.
Is he the
So good.
Krillin
So
of Bleach?
Unfortunately, kind of. He's the one guy. He's way stronger than people ever give him credit for. But the problem is he's surrounded by the strongest people ever. So
Yeah.
And he keeps
Which-
running into the
nothing he
strongest
does comes
enemies.
off as impressive as it should.
Which, when you
They
have
don't-
Krillin,
it's
the
so
strongest
bad.
human ever, I guess that's exactly his place. Damn.
Yeah. I mean, what they're known for, what Krillin and Chad are both known for, are being the friends who will stay by you even in the hardest of times.
The power of friendship.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah, man.
Yeah. But no, Chad a goat. Who else y'all got from like?
All right.
What?
So we have a whole ass podcast, of course we do, about this show over on Your Typical Shonen Protagonist, available
Check it
on
out.
all your podcatchers. But it's Afro Samurai. So this whole project was Samuel L. Jackson voicing the main character of an anime with the RZA doing the opening and some of the music. It's like, could we? And it's a violent, gory adventure to like be the greatest. Like, man, if there's a show that is like right in my wheelhouse, it's Afro Samurai.
Afro Samurai is a whole vibe. Like, it is, like, it's super short, but it like delivers, and his name's Afro Samurai. You never get. It's like just the lore of so much that's kind of like left out is just such a vibe, man. And like the story, like just how the path that he's like taking to get this and why he's doing it. It's such a vibe, It's like, I feel like I've said it's such a vibe like 12 times, but it really is
Vibe.
a vibe. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. It's like I want to be the number one swordsman under the sun after this.
Yes.
Which is not a path you choose. It's not a path if you want to live a life, you don't choose to be the greatest swordsman under the sun. But due to circumstances, that is your path.
You have to be. It is wild. It's gory, you know, so go into it ready, but just know you're going to leave ready as well.
Wu-Tang
Coming in ready, leaving ready.
That's all I'm saying.
Wu-Tang is forever. What about you, Caleb? Strange?
I mean,
I don't know who you are anymore.
I'm just.
Oh my god.
All right, sorry. Honestly, character I do enjoy just simply because of comedy and because he is quite powerful. I'm going to pivot back towards One Piece because, of course, I am. Kuzan, the ice guy.
Kuzan is really
Kuzan's
fun.
Kuzan. He does what he wants. Lazy
So-
justice. That's what he stands for.
As someone who is not versed past episode 64 of
I won't go
describe
into
to
details.
me
I will. You
What
gotta
Kuzan
explain
is.
it. Aokiji Kuzan
Kuzan.
is absolute beast. He's one of the 3 admirals, one of the strongest people in the world. He's a Logia fruit user of the ice fruit.
Okay.
So this man is so dope, right? Everybody in One Piece uses a boat or something else, and devil fruit users, once they get wet, they can die because they can't swim and they'll drown.
Uh-huh.
So everybody has like a boat, and other people with him. Aokiji bicycles across the ocean, making an ice bed. This man is a fiend. This man, Aokiji is a goat. There's so many other feats and things he does. Like, there's this one character who goes to go kill Aokiji's homie, and he's like about to stab him through the throat, kill him. And Aokiji's taps him on the shoulder from behind after wandering in the world because some stuff happens. He's like, "Hey man, could you not?" And the character's like, "Nah, screw you," and goes to kill Aokiji's friend. Aokiji just freezes everything. He really just has to freeze 5 feet. This man freezes everything, and it's nah, you ain't doing this. I'm just
Especially if it's in a big public area. Nah, show of force.
yeah.
yeah,
Freeze.
he'd go.
You don't fuck with my people.
He'd a goat, man. Oh, and by the way, when he freezed the dude who was about to kill him and all of the enemies, he didn't freeze his friend. He had that much power and control. He froze everybody except the person who was right next to him. Anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to take that away from you, Strange, but Aokiji
No, you're fine.
is the
You-
goat.
you
Favorite
probably
admiral.
You did it so much better than I could. So
Very short. Is he a good guy or a bad guy? Because we know that fuck the Navy.
yeah,
Depending on characters we know. That's kind of the vibe.
Aokiji is ambiguous, and that's why we rock with him, because he was
yeah.
mad spoilers for people, so not going to go into it, but Aokiji did some stuff. He low-key in a position to basically fuck the whole world government up, / not do it. So I'm like, my G, so we gonna see.
Just any moment with him, I do love. I love his character.
The fact that he was ready to kill a homegirl if she didn't answer his question correctly made me so happy. He's like, I'm a good guy, but he's like, I'm not your good guy. I believe in my convictions. You can get rickrolled if you in my way. So I appreciate it. He's like a Vegeta character, but nice.
All right. Rounding this out, what episode number do I have to get to learn about this character?
You not asking me episodes off the bat. What episode do you meet him in?
First half or second half? I suppose that's all I really need.
Yeah, first half. Yeah, you see him in first
It's
half.
within the first 500 episodes.
It
Yeah.
doesn't really help, but hey,
You see him in Annie's lobby. Annie's lobby.
No, I can tell you the specific
3,
episode he pops up. in.
26. Okay, what's
Episode 227 is when. He
Okay, I
first
was
shows
off
up.
by 101, so that's fine.
that's part of the problem. But it's exciting that there are characters as such that can be so engaging. Definitely, I agree.
100%. We gotta talk about this. We gotta talk about the whole village hidden in the smoke too. In Naruto, and that's the Cloud Village. Like,
Okay, I'm like, that's rough.
yeah, the Cloud Village
Definitely,
is.
yes.
Well, okay, they're called because they just own it. They got like what 2 Jinchuriki, maybe 3. Killer B, one of the dopest characters, bodied Sasuke like he was a ragdoll for 5 minutes straight, and that was primo Naruto, man. Like I like seeing him toss him, and then Sasuke just be like, "Can't see."
He blinded me.
Like you had a cursed, basically tailless beast on your team, Karin, Suigetsu, and like the Sharingan, Magiko, and you still got bodied by this man going
guy.
2% try mode.
One
And he
guy.
wasn't even trying.
That's at 2%.
Literally,
He got bored and left the fight and had them fighting the clone. And they thought they captured the street.
Yeah, no, that was funny. I was like, they were fighting the clone for half the
No,
time.
they didn't.
Yeah, he did.
No, they left a piece of him behind, and that's what the Eight Tails used to keep himself from getting captured. He traded out the piece of the tail they got cut off.
Yeah, and they thought they had the real one. And he was like, I'm done fighting. I don't care anymore. So he left. He could have came back and buy them from behind. Like, and he didn't even beast bomb like he could have. Like, Killer B wasn't even trying. He was low diff in that. And then his brother A, another dope character of the African descent, I think, was like, yo.
All right, Kage.
Yep.
Yeah, the
What's the
Raikage. The Raikage, the leader of the village hidden in the smoke, aka Clouds, was like, yo, I'm gonna go kill Sasuke. You can't go kill Sasuke. He's friends with the main character. I don't give a F for your main characters, bruh. Like, and then Naruto tried to stop him. He's like, listen, I still don't care. Like, and then he went, and then Sasuke thought he was gonna give smoke to the Raikage, so he like had his arm, and he's like, "Oh, this arm, cut that hoe off, no regret, beat the brakes off Sasuke, man." Listen, I know main characters has plot, but no one has stronger plot than Sasuke in that Hokage meeting arc because he almost got bodied.
He nearly died like
Yeah,
times.
that was plot that kept that man alive. Like every Kage there except Tsunade almost killed that man. Like he thought he was hot. Like.
Well, Tsunade wasn't even there. It was Danzo.
Oh yeah, you're right. So yeah, every Hokage, every Hokage was.
Sasuke murdered.
Yeah,
Which, you know, that intro when he rolled in the 5 Kage summit was
that was clean.
it.
Yeah,
But,
and then the writing went
come on,
downhill.
Sasuke. Yeah.
But yeah, like that
Definitely.
was.
The Raikage cutting off his fucking arm, man. Like, I would do whatever it takes. Like, both showing the conviction of the Raikage and the commitment to like what it means to be a Kage.
And then when he told C, "I don't even care. I consider you my right arm anyway," and I was like, "This man just spitting bars out here." Like, and can we talk about the naming convention of the Cloud Village? A, B, C, D. Like,
Hey, it's easy, you know.
I don't know if there was an E, but like I'm sure there was. Like I'm just, and I think like once you become a part of that group, you lose your name and get an A, B, C syllable name. So that's pretty wild.
Maybe
Like,
it's because
I'm-
like
Go ahead.
I don't know. I was gonna say, is it like a soldier thing, where it's like, all right,
yeah, it's like a
you're
cohesion
soldier
thing. Like,
yeah,
yeah. So, like, and shout out to the Raikage for never getting the arm back, unlike some people. Coward.
You just mad.
Naruto?
Yes.
You just
He's
mad
the
that
only one.
that guy.
Yeah.
The only one who gets his arm removed who gets it back.
Yes,
Mad
coward.
that Guy Sensei still has legs.
I am mad. Guy Sensei could have died like a warrior. Spoilers. And then freaking Naruto was like, "I'll cook you," and I'm like, "What?"
Whoa!
I'm just like,
whoa.
sorry,
Yeah.
but
I'm
like,
gonna say you're wrong because you're not, but bit
I was
much,
just
bit
like-
much.
What I'm saying is with these characters, Wu-Tang Killer B, I'm on a swarm. The Wu-Tang is having an influence on Japanese animation and characters. Even deeper Like, this is some JoJo's level shit, man. Except
Like,
for one of the big three.
yes, like, I mean, it wasn't the Digi Rat, but Killer Bee was spitting bars. Like,
God damn.
like, and then the weird, like, Infinite Tsukiyomi dream where they, like, the Jinchuriki were Power Rangers and Killer Bee looked so dope in the all-white fit. Like, that was primo Naruto for me.
He
That,
mostly wears white anyway, so.
yeah, but this was all white. Like, it was like he was at a P. Diddy event, if you know what that means, in the Hamptons. Yeah, okay. So,
I
but no, like, moving on back to, like, some other, like, Western characters, like, Sokka and Katara from Avatar: The Last Airbender. Like, Katara was, like, I want to say, I feel like the first, I'm not going to say the first, like, African-American lead female, but I feel like she was for Nickelodeon.
I forget the actual name for the tribe, but they're based off an actual, like, Alaskan.
Yeah, Samoans.
Alaskan,
Wait, no.
not
Eskimo.
Samoan.
Eskimo.
Eskimo. Yeah.
Yeah.
An actual Eskimoan tribe.
Yeah. Water
I
tribe.
forget the actual name of it, though.
Inuit.
Anyway.
Yes.
yeah. Okay. That yeah. No,
But yes, no, go ahead.
no, I was gonna say Avatar: The Last Airbender was also one of those that just kind of showed a nice variety of characters, and here we have two of our main leads not white. You know, it's just kind of refreshing.
Except for the movies.
Yeah, we don't talk about that one.
What movie? There's no movie.
So let's talk
What
about
remake?
this shortly. So definitely the diversity in Avatar: The Last Airbender is very important and kind of unmentioned. You know, it's vital and irrelevant at the same time to the story. You know, it's important for showing the differences in cultures, but in terms of our main characters, it is not in terms of the relationships and people being people, right? But The Last Airbender, the movie, decided to say fuck everything we were gonna go with in terms of influencing and, you know, the actual cultural references, and cast it, I would say, incorrectly, but
Very, very incorrectly. Like,
I mean,
not even
it's-
just for the
it's
fact
one
of what
thing
they
if
look
you-
like. Just the acting ability was trash.
Yeah, if it's one thing if you change the way they look just because the actor is that damn good for the role, you just got to make the hard choice at that point. But when the directing, writing, and everything else to do with it is presenting the character as, let's say, a plank of wood,
Yeah.
you can at least make them look similar to the show.
yeah, man, I'm like, this isn't Ed, and Eddie. This isn't Plank. Like, we're not supposed to be booking wood.
Shout out to Johnny.
But in terms of Avatar: The Last Airbender, yeah, it's crucial. Like, the variety is so important.
It's like all the
Like-
cultures they go across, like they come across in the entire world of Avatar. It's like just, it's so diverse and it's so refreshing. Just each location, even within the Earth Kingdom, there's just so many different like cultures
Facets.
and everything,
Yeah.
facets. Yeah,
And you got, like, speaking of Earth Kingdom, man, Boomy the goat. But no, like, just seeing what honor means in those different regions of the world too is like crazy. Like,
Mhm.
like Zuko alone was like such a good, you know, encapsulation of that. Like, just again, we have a podcast on After Our Last Airbender too, so I'm not trying to
And
sit here
he
and talk about
readily
that.
mentioned it in almost
Um,
every one.
Yeah. So yeah, just there's so much greatness going on. But you know what else we mentioned in our other podcast that we haven't gotten to yet?
Something totally we haven't done a podcast on, but is very important.
Yes.
Monique and Wade from Kim Possible.
Yes. So Monique and Wade, two primo black characters who, like, And again, as a kid, seeing Wade as a man in the chair, the super genius, like that was so super important because he wasn't an athlete. He wasn't, like Mr. Cool Kid. He wasn't like, like just this. He was Wade. He was a super genius tech guy. Like, I feel like he set the way for the Tuckers and Danny Phantoms and the, other shows that
AJ?
like AJ, yeah, the AJ and
There
Fairly
you go.
Odd Parents and stuff like that, which I think may have happened at the same time. I don't know.
They were
But-
around the same time, kind of like,
yeah.
oh, that's one character doesn't just have to be the jock. Like, the skin color doesn't specifically mean you're the sporty guy. You can be
Yeah,
smart.
but-
You can be whatever you want.
Meaning we don't have to play into stereotypes.
Yes,
Yes.
exactly.
I agree.
Yeah.
Very
Yes.
important.
But and then Monique was like the best friend that, even though like they were girls, I was like, I need a Monique, and then I found one. But in guy form, of course. Well, no, he's not at all like Monique. But
About to
I
say,
actually have
I'm
a
like,
cousin
who's
named
your
Monique.
Mo-
But anyway, you,
It's like-
Kelz, you're my Monique.
Aw,
Oh
aw.
my gosh.
Get your fashion degree so we can just make drip and work for Kanye West. But no,
Waiting
so
on the runway, boys. We're out here.
but Monique was such like she was the support system for Kim. Like a lot of people think it was Ron, which Ron 100% was there for Kim, but like Monique was there in a different way because Monique was there like reassuring her because in Ron's eyes Kim could do everything, but Monique was there when Kim couldn't do everything. Was there when Kim needed a reality check, which I thought was super important. It really makes me want to rewatch Kim Possible now on Disney Plus. But no, Monique and Wade. You plug. Hey, Disney Plus. Hey, you know
I'll
what I'm
take a
saying?
sponsorship.
You throw me some money and I throw you some content. You know what you're saying?
This
boy?
episode sponsored by.
Ding, ding, ding. But yeah, so Monique and Kim were great characters, and Monique and Wade. Sorry,
Yeah,
Kim was
I was
also a
like,
great character. Not
wait.
saying that she's not, but Monique and Wade were great characters who fit into the facet, and were just really like iconic characters. Like I feel like they set the way for a lot of good trends. But what I was going to say, Kelz, was our iconic step on me energy that we do here. And two strong black queens who are waifus.
Boom. Problem.
Yes.
finished.
Yes,
You got a
yes.
point there.
Yeah,
But
I mean,
a literal waifu who will probably step on you, Miraco from My Hero Academia, like,
Yeah,
is
she can
I
jump on
thought you were gonna say Hibana for Fire Force. I'm like,
I
yeah,
was
she will.
strange if you had waited, but yes, her too, because I mean she literally steps on people like she
Yeah,
is
literally, actually.
she is
Like-
like
There's a meter now with Step on Me energy. I'm sorry, that's just how it is. Where like you have like, anyways.
There's always levels to things.
and
Yeah, there's always certain levels to this.
in these I feel like Yodorichi.
Yodorichi?
Yeah, Yodorichi kind of set the precedence because she was. I don't want to say she was the first black waifu, but I feel like she was definitely
My first
one
black
of the first, and hopefully not your last dog. But then moving through that, like seeing current artists like Horikoshi use Miraco, who is. Like there was like divisiveness when she came out because a lot of people, sadly, in the medium of anti-Twitter and stuff are
Or
just vile people. Yeah, just don't want to be attracted to certain things. So they got mad at her that she was black and an attractive figure portrayed like that, which, and yeah, and that's basically what Horikoshi said. He was like, I don't care. I'm still gonna like give her integral parts.
That's
like
my
she's
design. That my
Yeah.
character. I'm a user.
So we got Miraco, who was a badass queen. And I can't wait for everybody to see season 6 of My Hero for the non-manga readers.
Oh,
She does have her moments. Don't you worry. But pivoting to like Strange said, Princess Hibana from Fire Force, like she is a whole chief, like in charge of her own group. Also, shout out to Miraco for being the number 6 pro hero, I believe.
Yes.
Right, number
5 or
6.
6, yeah.
Yes,
somewhere
being
around there.
5, I think, being like super important, super echelons, and not having like a super flashy power, like hard work, perseverance. She's not like, oh,
She
I
is
have,
Buddy Girl.
Yes, I can't incinerate the world or like have 1,000 wings go and save everybody at one time. I'm literally a bunny
Fucking
girl.
Endeavor.
I can't turn into a dragon or spit fire.
Yeah, alright.
But she jump on you.
Side note, how you gonna turn into a whole ass dragon and still be number 10? Like what? Like but anyway.
I question
Again,
There are different levels to dragons, and they get slayed all the time.
I will repeat, because fuck Endeavor. Okay. All right.
This
that's
man
how-
will
that's how
not
it
be
is.
satisfied until, if possibly, Endeavor dies. Like I feel like then you'll be like,
it
he died and left his family alone. What a bitch!
No. He was alive when he left his family alone.
Dang, true
but-
story.
But I guess we're not here talking about Endeavor.
Yeah, that's
but
fine.
okay, if there's a fucking step on me energy scale, because of course there is. All
What is
right,
a scale?
what is the scale, and where do these characters land? State facts.
Wow, this is hard because I want to off rip. I want to give them both a 10.
So
but
there's
what
the
is
starting.
a 10?
No, there's the starting part of the scale. Numbers are relative. Starting part of the scale where it's like they are a boss woman and they will do whatever they want, like, you know, to get with it. Like Cynthia, okay, like she'd do whatever. She does what Cynthia does. And then we got Hibana over here who literally steps on people, and then
So
and then from Eden Zero, the mom who has step on me energy, but is like on the scary spectrum.
She don't have
part.
step on me energy. Her step on energy is canceled for what she did. Nah,
No.
no. Homura has step on me energy, sir.
Okay, I'll give you that
There
one.
you go.
murdered someone.
But
My
It's
God.
basically
Alright,
the start.
well-
The one on the scale is the boss ass bitch, and it just keeps going up from there.
pretty
From
much.
your
So-
like literally, we have seen you step on people. That's the scale.
yes.
Okay.
Basically, you
Mira-
become Sasuke Hideyoing, who will literally step on people.
Miraco, where does she land on the I have actually stepped on people scale? Because we're fucking doing this.
Because
like
I think she's like,
8 or a 9, easy.
yeah, I give her a strong 8.5. And Princess Hibana, I give her a 10 because she literally shoves her heel into someone's forehead, and she's actually like super powerful. And the only reason she lost is because of plot, because her fire control ability is super dope and plot, but also her plot.
Okay, so she's basically
Alright.
just fiery as death. You're thinking about her.
Well, she's not a murderer, so
Well, Homura is. So what's the problem?
it was a murder by accident / passion. So it's not like you even.
Self-defense murder, still murder, but
I mean, all we know is she gonna rep for her set, and I appreciate that. We need more people like that on the Eden, so like on the Eden Zero. But yeah, no, they're both pretty solid characters. So I mean, like I would give Hibana a 10, and I would give Miracle a 8.5, and I would give Yodorichi a 9, and I would give.
Anyways, this is not that podcast.
This-
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
another podcast.
yeah. We'll get to that podcast. Yeah. But you know who's crazy? Okay, not who's crazy.
Oh
but-
wow!
you know what's crazy?
What?
That a lot of people don't know this, but Brock from Pokemon is actually black. Like, he was actually
Apparently it's a thing.
removed.
don't know this.
Yeah, people went with
Yeah.
the whole thing that they're all Asian, so none of them are black, none of them are white, blah blah blah. But Brock is actually black, and he was removed from Pokemon and replaced with Tracy because the Japanese audience, like the Japanese group, were worried that people might find him offensive. So when Tracy came in and everyone hated Tracy, they're like, "Let's bring back Brock, bring back
Bring back
Brock."
Brock.
and everybody was happy. And
Oh my
I know I was happy because I felt like my guy tutored under Professor Ivy, the baddest chick in the Pokemon universe, and anime canon only. So who knows what actually happened? We'll never know. But no, Brock was honestly, if we take away Pokegirls, like Pokebosses, strong Pokemon step on the Cynthias and Claire's, Brock is my favorite character because he was the only. Okay, literally after Misty stopped returning, Brock was the only competent character. Like, after Misty was like, I'm gonna go be the cerulean gym leader, Brock being like, yo, I got you, Ash. I'll stop what I'm doing to come to this bum ass continent because you got out here and lost to a Snivy. Like, the hell is this? A Snivy. You're level 1058 Pikachu that knows all these broken moves lost to a Snivy. But Brock, type advantage. Fuck your type advantage, Ash. Like, you out here. Anyway, sorry, this is a whole nother podcast and argument. But no, Brock was like a whole dope character. He had goals and aspirations. Like, we're actually seeing him achieve these goals. He's coming back in Pokemon Journeys. And I believe he is like a full doctor in the series. Like,
Nice.
All
he
I'm saying
went.
is that man said, "All right, you beat the gym. You the gym leader. Well, shit, I don't gotta work anymore.
Mhm.
I'm coming on the adventure too."
Yo, Brock stepping up and raising his family was like super dope. Like, and having all those brothers and sisters.
What was that burn he did to his mom? There was a whole burn or something. Oh yeah, Brock, when did you learn how to cook? This is his mom speaking. He's like, when you and Dad weren't around.
Yeah.
He said that.
'Cause
he
where
said
did the
that-
mom go? Like,
They were doing something. I don't know, traveling.
I don't know. Apparently, the dad just pretended to be homeless in that one city for fucking years.
yeah, I was like, what is this about? Like,
I
that's
was like,
writing.
what the fuck is this? The mom was nowhere to be found until like what, the 50th season, when they just came back to Kanto for some reason.
So I'm not like 100% sure, but I believe like Brock's dad just wandering around pretending to be homeless was like one of those things that like the translation from Japanese to English kind of screwed for us. I feel like there was a more
Little bit,
mature
yeah.
theme there.
The actual reasoning was more of a, the dad left to go like do some jobs, make it big as a Pokemon trainer or some shit. But he failed and he realized he couldn't do it. And he was like hiding his identity out of shame, but he didn't want to be too far away, be around to help out if he could. So he just pretended to be somebody else.
That's fair. That's fair. But yeah, so no, shout out to Brock being great. And some other characters I just wanted to kind of not like run through, but like we gotta put respect on.
We do.
Cyborg, Teen Titans, great character.
Mm-hmm.
Great lines. Feel like Cartoon Network kind of shied away that episode when Starfire was dealing with races, and Cyborg was like, "I know what you're talking about." Points to his black skin. I'm half robot. I'm like, he literally point. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Okay.
The artist was just like, yeah, no, if you're not going to put it in the script, I'm going to put it in the art.
Yeah, I'm just like, all right. But yeah, you know, Susie Carmichael being the sensible big kid in Rugrats because Angelica was absolutely evil. I know Cynthia's character, when they did the Rugrats reboot, her voice actor talked a lot about how, like, she, you know, there weren't a lot of jobs for black women back then, and Susie Carmichael was one of the first black female voice acting jobs, which was, like, crazy. Also the voice actor for Number 5, fun fact. And many other characters. So that was really cool to, you know, hear and know. Frozone, The Incredibles, iconic. Where's my super suit moment? Samuel L. Jackson, the absolute GOAT.
That was funny. Like, just
So
even people who haven't seen Incredibles know that line. Which
if you haven't seen
hilarious.
Incredibles, it's okay. It's on Disney Plus, but please don't talk. I'm just kidding. Like, go find happiness, which is Incredibles. Tucker, Danny Phantom, like I said earlier, you know, and then you know, I'm not gonna take away one of your favorite possible characters, dog, but you know who I'm talking about.
Do I know who you're talking about? I think
from
Yes,
Danny
you do.
Phantom, right?
we went over most of them, but I think I know who you're talking about. Oh yeah, I see it right there. Miles Morales.
Yeah.
Oh god, the ultimate Spider-Man himself.
The
Who's
best
recently
Spider-Man
become-
movie.
Yeah, he
Oh,
recently
hell
has
yeah.
become way
No
more
Way
popular.
Home tried very hard to take that title, but no, I still say Spider-Verse owns it.
No Way Home, a strong number 2 though. Strong.
Yeah,
number
strong
2.
number 2. Like
It's
neck
like
and neck.
199.7.
It just needed more miles. It needed more miles.
Yeah, we got a little bit sort of.
It got
What?
teased.
Don't spoil it for people who
Oh.
haven't seen it, i.e. Kelz.
Literally, I'm never gonna watch this shit.
Yes, you are. You have
have-
to.
I have
You
way
have
too
to.
much on my
As a
plate.
service to
Look,
your.
Unless it's on the podcast docket,
Look.
it doesn't get watched.
All right,
Look,
guess what
it'll
we.
get on Disney Plus eventually anyway. So
Just go on to Netflix. They have the deal with Sony, so it'll be on Netflix soon.
I have
Ah.
to watch. I have to watch the one between this one,
Which will also be on Netflix with the acquisition.
Homecoming. The one I didn't watch where they're in
Homecoming,
England.
one of the worst Spider-Man movies ever, and then No Way Home.
It's like I gotta
Yes,
make it
and I
through.
stand by that shit.
I gotta make it through that just to get to the exciting part.
Yes.
Not really.
Yeah.
All you
Good
really
to-
gotta know is what happens at the end of that movie. That is it.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Good to know.
Yeah.
I say
Fucking
one.
spitting flames.
One I do want to mention. I don't. Did we ever mention Valerie from Danny Phantom?
No,
did
we didn't.
not.
Or Paulina.
How could we not mention Valerie?
Well, Paulina was more Spanish, probably. But, Valerie was a real one. She was like, yo, Dad was rich. Dad ain't rich no more, but the streets are. So she went... she went and became, like, a vigilante bounty ghost hunter. Like...
Okay. I just gotta say it. If Danny Phantom ever does come back, I want to see her and Danny running around as the town's main like protectors. Both of them like doing the job together instead of them fighting each other the whole time.
And
Yeah.
I totally ship them.
Wow.
I'm a proponent
Cool.
for that relationship because that was almost a thing. And I'm like, no.
No, it was a thing for a bit.
was,
like,
yeah.
Oh, it was a thing.
And again, she was also voiced by the voice actor that did Susie Carmichael. Now I see why she
Wow.
said there weren't a lot of jobs because she was taking them all.
She got them all.
But no, like Valerie was one of those characters who I agree with you, Strange. Like Sam was kind of there, but like Valerie felt like more natural, and it was kind of weird to see Danny. Like, I felt like the way that fell out was kind of weird because it felt like I don't want to say it felt forced for it not to work, but it was one of those things where, like, she already knew his secret identity, but he didn't know hers, which was an interesting, like, yeah, she knew that.
No, she didn't. He knew
Yes, she did.
who she was.
Yeah, that's about right.
He knew who she was. She didn't find out about him until the finale when everyone found out.
Really? I thought it was
There
before
were,
that.
Yeah.
there were some like the episode where they fought evil
Yeah.
version of him,
Future Evil. yeah.
where future Valerie knew, but present Valerie that Danny knows and dated did not know until the end.
Okay, gotcha. Well, yeah, that was crazy. No, shout out to Valerie as well. Any more noticeable characters that you all?
Yes. To round
Yes.
us out, got to give a shout out to Piccolo.
Yes, Piccolo the goat. Like Piccolo the goat, the OG in
He's
Dragon
the
Ball.
goat, the big green goat.
Yes. Piccolo was solid and
Is
is
Always has
is
been.
Piccolo
He's
is
still
Always
around
there.
taking care of Pan.
his. Oh god, they need to give that man a job.
They
Like
do.
Piccolo gotta be.
I've been standing around on my wilderness rock for
I remember the drip that Piccolo had in
The
the,
drip
driving,
beam?
like.
the
Filler?
clothes beam.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I was like, this kind of sets it off, man. Like the hat backwards, the whole vibe. Like I'm like, this is like Piccolo actually taking the drivest thing seriously, while Goku's just an idiot. Like I loved it, and Piccolo always came through the clutch. Man, the only good part. Okay, not the only good part, but one of the good, if not only great part of GT was Piccolo's sacrifice. Like when he died so Goku could get off the planet, and like there was that scene between him and Gohan where Gohan was like in space and he's like, yeah, I'm dying. So and then when Goku, like when Piccolo was like, I gotta go to hell now to like help these hoes out, like Piccolo was still been to go after he was dead because he got himself sent to hell to fight freaking.
He gets to live in paradise, not worry about shit ever again. He's just like, these bitches still in trouble. All right, fine, send me to hell.
Who did he go there to fight to? I forgot. Oh, he got
He
there
didn't
to
go there to
send.
fight. He went there to because Goku was trapped in hell. He went there to work with Dende to open a portal back to Earth.
And that man got stuck there to the end of the series.
Past the end of the series.
Yeah,
They
man,
forgot
screw.
about.
Man, screw G, bro. Like literally, like G just like G was trash. Anyway,
Yeah, no,
but
GT sucked.
Yeah.
One of the many reasons.
It had its moments, but it sucks.
yes,
Yes.
and some other characters that like I feel like people need to go and watch. Watch Carolyn Tuesday. Carolyn is another great portrayal of African American character. One half of the group, amazing songstress, great songs. I love it. You know, Miraco? No, Mirochi Mandalore from Mirochi to Hachin. I'm saying that totally wrong. Like, Mikichiro to Hachin. Anyway, it's like, and we can't end the podcast without talking about the goats, right? Like, Riley and Huey from the Boondocks.
I'm about to say.
Like,
I'm surprised no
goats.
one's mentioned it so far.
Like, the goats.
We have an entire podcast about the Boondocks.
Yes.
Over on Your Typical Shonen Protagonist, where we've covered. Was it the? No, it was Content Breaker, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was Content Breaker, yeah.
On
Mhm.
Content
It was a
Breaker,
Content Breaker episode, but it might also be there.
where we discussed Boondocks in depth, but definitely. That's another family that is in a different type of cartoon,
R.I.P.
for
Grandpa.
a different audience, but definitely gives you that same vibe.
R.I.P. Grandpa,
Yeah.
man. Like, but no, for real. Go out, explore the diversity in the world, whether it be, you know, black characters, Asian characters, other characters of like different nationalities or sexual orientations. Diversity makes the world change. Because we are all floating through this giant rock at hurtling speeds together, going through this thing called life. And hopefully you will continue to go through this journey of life with Content Breaker in your heart and in your earphones. I love you all.
What a professional. Of course, you can catch our show on all your podcatchers. We're talking Spotify, Amazon Podcast, Apple Podcasts, and of course YouTube at Content Breaker, or on Twitter as well, Instagram, Content Breaker. Y'all have stuff too?
Yes, you can find me at Sally Dreads with a Z, where I'm on Twitter making hot takes like how I should have ended up with Mimi or other things,
Man.
you know?
I still don't understand how Ty ending up with Mimi makes any kind of sense.
Because Mimi is the greatest.
Yes, that's the valid part of this argument. But why
is also
Ty?
the greatest. Because Ty is the
Because he
greatest.
deserves something good.
Ty is
But-
the greatest.
Just because they're the best characters doesn't mean they're the best relation. Anyways,
Fair. This is a
Talk-
fair point.
talk about it on Static Dread's Twitter, and tell him his hot take is weird.
I still say she would have been better off with Izzy.
Should have been.
Anyways,
Are they actually? Or...
Anyways, we'll deal with that later. Strange.
my turn. You can find me at Strangely Ent on Twitter, and you can find me Strangely Entertaining on the YouTubes as well, where I am sometimes uploading my Subnautica series with my wife. And then you can also find me on Twitch Tuesdays or Thursdays, 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. That's twitch.tv/Strangely Entertaining.
And Thursdays.
Or
Sometimes my schedule
And-
doesn't work out.
well, it'd be like that. And of course, you can catch the other product on all your podcatchers as well at Your Typical Shonen Protagonist. Zog, what are we talking about next week?
That's a good question. Are we doing the Recess movie, or did we change that to Vox Machina?
We're doing Vox Machina.
Vox Machina. Alright, somebody didn't change that on the schedule.
It's
Damn it, Static.
First you. I'm just kidding.